Hey Facebook friends, happy Monday. It is Christy here, and I was talking to a team member this morning that was considering going to a vendor show, and she was talking about the fact that she is just painfully shy, and she said, I just don't even know how to do it. I don't even know what to say or how to act or anything like that. And so I was sharing some tips with her and thought I would come on today and share with you, because if you're somebody that describes yourself as introverted, maybe you have networking events coming up, or you have holiday parties or anything along those lines, and you're thinking, I don't even know where to start. So here are some tips. Networking in general can be a challenge for shy people. If only they possess that self-confidence that they could impress the whole crowd just by walking in the room or by merely saying hello, that would be awesome. But if you're not that person and you need some tips, here you go. Whether you call yourself shy or introverted or merely just quiet, is it still possible for you to master the art of networking? Of course it is. Networking is not based on being outgoing. It's about building sincere relationships based on trust, sincerity, and generosity. If you're struggling to meet new people, here's a few things you can do to improve your networking. The first one is don't sweat the meet and greet. If there's someone that you want to meet for the first time, try and find a common connection that can help you make the introduction. Or if you're at a networking event, go to the host or the event organizer and get them to help you with the introduction. Getting introduced will make it easier for you to have that new contact than having to approach somebody out of the blue on your own. If you can't find anybody to introduce you, you know what? Take a few deep breaths and take a leap of faith. It's always better than to try than to miss that chance of starting a relationship. The next thing is write down some questions and practice them ahead of time. I know that sounds crazy to people that aren't shy, but if you are someone that is shy and this will help you out, practice it beforehand. It's a two-way street in a conversation. You can't let that person carry the entire conversation for you. So, if you're not confident, here's some conversation starters. So, what does your typical day look like? Or what hobbies are you into? Or, what do you do for a living and how did you get into that career? Or whatever it is. I know it sounds cliche, those overused conversation starters. It might seem like a drag, but they actually can be a good way to start a conversation. The next thing is your listening skills are one of your best assets. Introverts are usually empathetic listeners, and being a better listener than most people may not make you stand out in a crowd. However, it does leave a long-lasting impression on people once you've engaged them into conversation. Most people talk more than they listen, so this is actually a positive for you. You can ask your few thoughtful questions and then listen to what the answers are and generally care. The next thing is throw in some compliments, from small compliments to sheer flattery. People are always keen on listening to something positive about themselves. Just be sure not to dish out too many flatteries or it could get a little bit strange. The next thing is don't give out unsolicited advice. Sometimes when you get nervous, you start, just throwing stuff out there like, oh yeah, you shouldn't work so much, or if I were you, I would do this, or, oh, you should be on TV. This kind of advice is often easier said than done. You're just starting a relationship, so you don't need to be like their number one cheerleader just yet. The next thing is and this is pretty basic. Sorry, the sun is like totally killing my live show here. Take a buddy along. A huge business networking event or even just a small dinner can be a lot less intimidating if you have a buddy with you. That way you have somebody to sit with and introduce you to others. But be careful, a lot of people end up getting sidetracked and only talking to the friend that they're with rather than branching out and talking to new people. So don't use it as a crutch or as an excuse, but you do have the ability to have someone to stand with you and help you make other connections. The next thing is remember this. You're not the only shy person at the conference or the meeting or the party or the event. Hey, thanks, Tracy. Yeah, I know, right? It's awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Anyway, you are more than likely not the only introvert at your table. The guy next to you or the girl across the table might be just as nervous. And instead of sitting around being scared to death, go ahead and start a conversation. Yes, you may be ignored or it may not go as planned, but it's a lot better if it ends up leading to a great conversation and a relationship that you would have otherwise missed if you were silent. If none of these tips have encouraged you to open up to other people, maybe seeing a professional business coach or attend a marketing lecture. They can really help you when you have someone that you can discuss and explain your specific challenges to. Then you can find it much easier to overcome the way you feel and find success. I hope you all found that helpful today. If you know somebody that's shy or introverted that might be able to benefit from this, please feel free to share. If you are someone that describes yourself as shy or introverted and you have some tips that you'd like to share, please feel free to comment below. And as always, I really enjoy the likes and the comments. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hey Al, nice to see you. And I hope you all have a fabulous Monday, and I will talk to you soon.